All right, welcome back. So you've seen our first rundown, and you're still thinking about getting guinea pigs? That's awesome. But you're going to want to stick around for this, because we're diving into the stuff that often gets overlooked. The details that every, and I mean every, new owner needs to know before they bring these little guys home.
So let's start with a big question. Is a guinea pig really an easy, simple first pet? You know, a lot of people think so, but that's a huge misconception. The truth is, their needs can be surprisingly complex, and there are a few things that are just, well, they're non-negotiable for keeping them healthy and happy. You've got to get these right from the get-go.
Okay, so where do we even start? Well, it all begins with their home and their health. Seriously, getting their environment set up perfectly from day one, that is your #1 most critical responsibility.
Okay, let's kick things off with a super quick but super important biology lesson. I promise it's not boring. Guinea pigs are what's called hypsodonts. Now that's a fancy word, I know, but all it really means is one simple and frankly very serious fact. Their teeth never stop growing. Ever.
And believe me, that one little fact, it changes everything. Because their teeth are constantly growing, 24/7, they have to be grinding them down all the time just by chewing. And what's the only way they can do that? An unlimited, never-ending supply of hay. If they don't have it, their teeth can overgrow, which can lead to this incredibly painful and sometimes even fatal condition. So please, hear this loud and clear. Hay isn't a treat. It's not a side dish. It is an absolute lifeline for them.
All right, next up, temperature. This one's actually super simple. Here's a great rule of thumb to remember. If you're feeling too hot or too cold in your house, then guess what? So are they. It's that easy. And this is exactly why keeping guinea pigs outdoors is just so risky, unless you've got some kind of perfectly climate-controlled setup, which most people don't.
And it's not just about the overall temperature. You've got to think about other dangers in the house too. Like, for one, never put their cage in direct sunlight. Heat stroke can happen so fast, it's scary. And hey, if you have other pets, like a cat or a dog, their cage absolutely must have a secure top. No exceptions. And you'll want to get that cage up off the floor. Just imagine being a tiny little prey animal and having a potential predator staring at you at eye level all day. It's absolutely terrifying for them.
Okay, so we've made their home safe. Now let's talk about all the stuff you're going to buy for them, the gear. And I'm going to be honest, walking into a pet store can feel like walking through a minefield because, and this is so important, not everything they sell for guinea pigs is actually safe for guinea pigs. In fact, our source material just nails it with this quote. It says, "Not everything pet stores or online stores sell for guinea pigs are safe for them." And that's the bottom line. Just because you see it on a shelf with a cute guinea pig picture on the box does not mean it belongs in their cage. You really have to become a skeptical shopper for their sake.
So what are we talking about here? What's safe and what's dangerous? Well, things like tunnels and chew toys, great, go for it. But hamster wheels? No way. They can cause severe spine injuries. Those little harnesses for walks? Also a big no. Their bodies are just too delicate. And you know those metal ball-style hay feeders? They look neat, but a guinea pig can actually get its head trapped in one. It is so important to stick to the safe list.
Okay, so you've got the cage, you've got the safe toys, you're all set, right? Well, not exactly. That initial setup, that's just the very beginning. Now we need to have a little real talk about the true long-term financial commitment that comes with owning these little guys.
Yeah, your shopping list, it pretty much never ends. You're going to be buying high-quality pellets and just mountains of hay all the time, plus daily fresh veggies. You'll also want to be rotating their toys to keep them from getting bored. But see that last item on the list, a veterinary fund? That one is 100% non-negotiable. It is absolutely essential. And you might be asking, why is it so essential? Because vet care for what they call exotic pets, and yes, that includes guinea pigs, can be shockingly expensive. An unexpected illness, a little injury, it can easily run you hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. Trust me, you cannot afford to be caught off guard by that. Having a financial plan in place isn't just a good idea, it's not optional.
So, what's the plan then? You basically got two solid paths you can take. First, you could get actual pet insurance, which works like a traditional safety net. Or you can do what's called self-insuring. All that means is you set up a dedicated savings account just for them, and you pop a set amount in there every single month. Either way you go, the important thing is that you are prepared for an emergency.
All right, we've talked about their health, their gear, the money, but I've saved what might be the single most important decision you'll make for last, and that is where you actually get your guinea pigs from. This one choice, it has some pretty massive consequences.
Actually, our source material calls this out as the most important point of all. So look, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this.
It really all boils down to one simple question. Are you going to a pet store or a rescue center? And let me tell you, the difference between those two is just staggering.
So here's the breakdown. Pet stores, they are notorious for getting the sex of guinea pigs wrong. You could walk out thinking you've got two sweet little girls, and a few weeks later, you've got an entire and rapidly growing family. It happens all the time. Rescues, on the other hand, they have experienced staff who know what they're doing and get it right. But honestly, even more important than that is this. Buying from a pet store fuels the breeding industry. Adopting from a rescue, you're giving a home to an animal that desperately, desperately needs one.
And the scale of this problem is it's huge. Right now, there are literally countless guinea pigs sitting in rescue centers just waiting for a forever home that for many of them might never come, all because there just aren't enough people choosing to adopt.
So this is really the final takeaway. When you choose to adopt, you're not just getting a pet. You are literally saving a life. You are supporting the incredible work that rescues do, and you are actively helping to break a really harmful cycle. So the question